Good evening, this is Peter Booker, and tonight I'm going to give the forecast for Lynchburg, Virginia on August the 28th, 2018. Now currently in Lynchburg we have a temperature of 82 degrees. Our dew point is 74. This makes for a relative humidity of 76%. The winds are out of the southwest currently at 6 miles per hour, and our barometer is showing 30.12 inches and rising. So I wanted to discuss temperature inversion tonight and what that means for our area. Now currently outside we have an inversion that's setting up over central Virginia. This is different from the normal situation where you have hot air at the surface, and as you rise up in altitude or elevation the temperature begins to cool. Now for tonight in particular we have cooler air that's going to be settling at the surface. And just above it, let's say as you go up to 1,000 to let's say as much as 2,000 feet, we'll have a warmer layer of air begin to develop. And what this will begin to do is trap particles that are rising up within the cold air. What will happen is that smoke or other pollutants, as they rise up, as soon as the temperature begins to rise, even a degree or two, those particles will begin to drop back down to the surface. So when you hear about smog, let's say in Los Angeles or some other city, what has happened is that those particles have become trapped in the atmosphere. And we're going to see that in particular over Charlotte County tonight that's experiencing a forest fire currently. So I thought that was interesting. And I also wanted to show you this image here of London during the early 1900s. They were famous for getting smog for many, many years because of the industrialization that occurred in the city. And we can see that clearly in these images where the smog or the pollutants really is getting stuck near the surface because of an inversion that's taken place. So on to the radar tonight, I want to discuss the showers and thunderstorms currently over the western part of our state. They will begin to die off towards, let's say, sunset, but showers and thunderstorms to our north and west as you head towards, let's say, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin tonight, they will begin to continue to flare up and actually intensify, delivering even some severe weather over, let's say, Wisconsin as we head into the day tomorrow. The biggest threats, let's say, if you're traveling to this area will be heavy rain, some small hail, as well as gusty winds from these storms. As far as temperatures for Tuesday afternoon, we'll see mainly low to mid-90s over the mid-Atlantic. Now the temperatures that we'll be noticing tomorrow will be, let's say, 95 in Richmond, and as you head further to the north, let's say into DC and also Philadelphia, a temperature of 96, and even still as you head further to the north, let's say into Albany, a high of 94 even there. Now the coolest temperatures will be to our west as we head into, let's say, Iowa, a sharp contrast in temperatures here, let's say dropping from the 80s to the 70s, and even the 60s as you head into the Dakotas. Further to the north and east, we can see a temperature of 58 over northern Minnesota. Now, as far as the chances of rain tomorrow, only a slight chance, maybe 20% over, let's say, the Appalachian Mountains. Now, these chances increase as you head further south, let's say, towards the Gulf of Mexico. Louisiana having probably the best chance in the southeast tomorrow. Further to the north, we'll see a really good chance of showers and thunderstorms over the upper Midwest, Iowa, Wisconsin, even some severe weather, again, around this low pressure system. Let's say locations such as Madison could see severe weather tomorrow afternoon. Now looking at rainfall as we head into Thursday, later this week, in fact, our chances do increase. Thursday afternoon we can see between 1/4 and 1/2 inch of rain over much of the Ohio Valley. These amounts tend to decrease as you go, let's say, east of the mountains. Generally 1/10 to 1/4 inch of rain at the most as you head into Thursday night. Now I want to also talk about the tropics tonight. We see two named systems in the Pacific at the moment that are having impacts on the island of Hawaii. Now we can see where Lane has moved off to the west and has really decreased in terms of its potency the last couple of days. Currently it is a tropical storm with high sustained winds at 40 miles per hour. This will likely begin to die down even more over the next day or two before re-strengthening. Now further to the east we can see where Tropical Storm Miriam is really beginning to fire up, and it will likely become a hurricane over the next couple of days. This storm should veer to the north as it moves further to the west, staying well away from Hawaii and only delivering impacts such as, let's say, high surf and also rip currents over the next couple of days. Now, as we head into the 3-day forecast for Central Virginia, Tuesday and Wednesday we'll have highs in the low 90s and lows in the low 70s, so a couple of really muggy days ahead for us, and heat indices around 100 degrees can be expected. Now we get some relief as we head into Thursday, mainly because there is a chance of thunderstorms late in the day. Hopefully it will cool down these temperatures. A high of 90 expected on Thursday and a low of 69. Now looking forward into the weekend, temperatures will fall back slightly as that chance of rain increases, but we're not quite sure what the rain amounts will be at that point. Well, please stay tuned for that, and also monitor the weather conditions, let's say, as you head into tomorrow morning, especially if you're near Charlotte County. Again, that forest fire that's taking place there could have impacts. Otherwise, if you have feedback for me, please leave it, and have a great night.